Here's page 4 for Thursday. Remembering order of operations, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. P for parentheses. There's nothing to do inside these parentheses, but then the E for exponents, we need to take care of this and this first before we do the multiply. See, it's this thing times this thing, but each of the things is being raised to a power. So that needs to get done first, or you'll get a different and incorrect answer. So it's 2 to the third makes it 8, and the x to the third makes it x to the ninth. The x to the fourth to the fifth makes it x to the 20, and the y to the third to the fifth makes a y to the 15th. Now we can do this times this, and it's just 8, no other coefficient to change that. X to the 29th, y to the 15th. So remember, back here when we were doing power of a power, that's when we multiplied. And then when we have a power of x times a power of x, we get to add the exponents. You can't, I should say too, you can't go any further than that. Don't think it's xy to the 44 or something like that. That would not make any sense. What we really have here, if you wrote this all out, which would be painful, but wrote it all out without any exponents, you would have 2 times 2 times 2 times x, I'm not going to say x 29 times, don't worry, but you'd have 29 x's all lined up and then 15 y's, which kind of helps you appreciate why the exponent is a nice system. It saves a lot of writing. Okay, slide over here. Same situation. These things are multiplying each other, but first we need to raise them to the powers indicated outside the parentheses. So this is a to the second, b to the sixth, multiplying a to the 12th, b to the 6th, and so it's a squared times a to the 12th makes it a to the 14th, and b to the 6 plus 6 is 12. There's my final answer for that. Now these last two, this is a combination of yesterday's and today's work. It says to add. You can't add these the way they are now. They don't look like terms. Remember, for like terms, coefficients don't matter, but the variable and the exponent must be exactly the same. So let's see what happens if we simplify these first. And also, by the way, going back to order of operations, we can't add until we get done with the multiplying and the exponent and all that. So 4 squared, that's 16. And x to the 5th to the 2nd, that makes that x to the 10th. And then over here, there's no outside exponent, so we can go ahead and multiply these together. 5 times 2 makes it 10. And the x to the 3rd times the x to the 7th, that's where we're adding exponents again. And now that we're done simplifying each of these terms, we see same variable, same power. They are like terms. We are allowed to add by adding the coefficients. 16 plus 10, 26 x to the 10th. And I will point out to you here also, supposing we're told let x equal, 1.3. And we want to get the value of this expression when x equals 1.3. Think about plugging in that number 3 different times here and doing quite a few different steps before we get the final answer. Knowing how to simplify it, there's only 2 steps to do now. Take that 1.3 to the 10th power and then multiply it by 26. So this is a matter of efficiency as much as anything. This is doing a little bit of work now to save yourself a lot of work in the future. There's a subtraction, and it's similar start. We're going to simplify and simplify, and then we'll see if we have like terms that can be subtracted. So it's 9, no other coefficient. A to the second times a to the third makes that a to the fifth. And b to the third, b to the fourth, we get b to the 7. Then over here, there's no other coefficient, so it's just 2. A to the third times a makes it a to the fourth. Oh, look what I did. Hold on a second. Sorry. Mr. Dane messed up. What did I not note? I didn't notice that little 2 out there. And I'm the guy who made this thing up, so this just waits for a moment while we remove the parentheses here. This and this get raised to the second power. So that becomes a squared b to the 6th. Okay, so now in the next line, it's 2. A to the 3 plus 2 is a to the 5th. And b to the 1st times b to the 6th, b to the 7th. Do we have like terms? A5, B7, A5, B7. We do have like terms. 9 take away 2 is 7. Final answer is 7, a to the 5th, b to the 7th. And let me remind you again, as I did in that lesson that concerned adding, we did not change the exponent. We didn't say 10 and 10 is 20, did we? We had 16 x's to the 10th combined with 10 x's to the 10th, giving us a grand total of 26 x's to the 10th. So that's everything for today. And quiz number 8 will be posted on Carmen sometime soon. Don't worry, you'll have plenty of time to do it. And the quiz will be finding the equation of the line through a given pair of points, like not a pair of pants, a pair of points, like we did in the warm-up on the very first page for today's stuff. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.